made by a fellow warrior. When the blood of war soaks your clothes and covers your hands, and your fellow warriors die in your arms, every breath forevermore becomes an appeal for lasting peace. In Vietnam, we charged the enemy in hand-to-hand combat with bayonets fixed. I still hear those ugly sounds of war. I still see the boots of my fallen Marines sticking out from under their ponchos. I still carry the wounded to the helicopters as they bled and screamed and begged to live just one more day. And I still hold those who die in my arms, with their questioning eyes, dreading death. They called for their mothers. Their eyes go blank, and my blood-soaked, crusted fingers close their eyelids. The blood of my brothers will never wash from my hands. These stains of war will be there forever. Let me paraphrase a few words written almost 500 years ago by William Shakespeare. In my opinion, they are very profound, meaningful, and appropriate. Today, they are as appropriate today as they were when they were written. The following words were uttered during preparations for a great battle that was soon to be engaged in a monumental attempt to save the British Empire. It begins, "Whoever does not have the stomach for this fight, let him depart now. In fact, give him money to speed his departure, since we wish not to die in his company. Whoever lives past today and returns safely will rouse himself every year on this day, show his neighbors his scars, and tell embellished stories of our great feats of battle. These stories he will teach his son, and from this day until the end of the world, we and our brothers shall be remembered. We few, we happy few, we band of brothers. Whoever shall shed his blood with me shall forever be my brother. And those men afraid to go with us will forever believe themselves to be lesser men as they hear the stories of how we band of brothers, fought and died together." The following words were spoken by Tom Hanks. His character in the movie Saving Private Ryan. I find them also to be most appropriate for this occasion. Captain Miller, who Tom Hanks played, said the following: "Dying doesn't really bother me. What does bother me is if no one remembers." So on this day, during this particular occasion especially, we are gathered here to remember. So often we hear the words, "I don't want to remember. It's too painful. I would much prefer to forget the violence and the ugliness of those times." Rather, I submit that we must remember. We must remember it all. We must remember the good times. We must remember the bad times, and yes, we must even remember the violence, and the ugliness of it all. Every time our memory takes us back to our time in hell, and we see the images of those who served with us, we see the face of a brother. Each and every time we do this, especially after all these years, we honor them. We honor their courage, we honor their sacrifice, and that is what brings us here today.
Let there be light.
We should all understand, and more clearly, the reason for reading the names of our fallen brothers. It is fitting and proper that we do so. Every time your memory sees the face of one of your warrior brothers, you don't see the face of an aging veteran, as all of us here today are. Rather, you see the face as you knew it to be in days of yore. You see the face of a very young and almost perfect warrior. You see a Marine who in your mind's image will always look the same and never be out of uniform. You see a warrior who will never lose a battle. Oftentimes you see the face of a buddy who you know will never again suffer or bleed. You see a brother who in your mind's image shall never grow old. You see a Marine who will, for all eternity, be bulletproof, as we all thought we were back then. And finally, you see a buddy, an individual with whom you would trust your life, as he would trust his to you. And you know in your heart that he is your friend and will forever be your brother. So I say to all of you gathered here today, remember it all. For every time you so much remember the name of one of your brothers, you honor him. Forever keep in mind what Captain Miller said. Dying doesn't bother me. What does bother me is if no one remembers. It is our solemn duty as Marines, sailors, and brothers to remember. For only we who are gathered here today, we few, we happy few, we band of brothers. Only we can keep our brothers alive and cherished by the simple act of remembering them. Remembering their courage, remembering their sacrifice. To all my warrior brothers gathered here today, as well as those who are too frail to be here, I love you all. You have my most profound respect. I honor you, one and all, and I salute each and every one of you. God bless you all, God bless America, and God bless our Corps, Semper Fi. Thank you.